for more on the Paris attacks, we're joined by former CIA senior analyst Frederick Fleitz. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Fleitz. Let's look at what's being done in response to those horrendous attacks. We see an internal manhunt. It was an incredible raid, as we mentioned, north of Paris today. And of course, the bombing campaign of Raqqa, the Daesh or ISIS headquarters in Syria. Do you think that that's the right way to go for the French?
I do indeed. I think we've seen good police work, good intelligence work. The French have struck back hard at Raqqa. The French are striking an alliance with Russia to hit ISIS in Syria, and they had already been bombing ISIS positions in Iraq. They're doing what they have to do, and it looks like they may have stopped another terrorist attack that was being planned. I think they're on the right track.
If they knew of these command and control centers before, then why'd they wait so long until there was an attack on the homeland before they acted?
Well, I think that they're going to have to analyze what happened with the Paris attacks. Clearly, there were some indications that probably were not acted upon, some intelligence that wasn't acted upon. It also seems as if these terrorists were using encrypted communications that French intelligence couldn't crack. These attacks have to be analyzed to find some telltale signs so we can stop them from occurring in the future. Intelligence is not perfect, and clearly there were intelligence failures now. The French have to solve them.
What have you made of your president's response since last week? And of course, just broadly speaking, his Syria policy?
Well, I'm somewhat disappointed in the president's response. It seems like he is putting too much hope in the Vienna peace process, which I don't think is going to go anywhere. I know the president really wants to see progress in these peace talks, but I think the priority right now has to be taking out ISIS. And I really want to see the United States team up with France and Russia and Turkey and other regional states to put a force on the ground in Syria to take out ISIS positions and to aggressively stamp out this terrorist organization.
If taking out ISIS emboldens Bashar al-Assad, are you fine with that?
Well, I'm afraid that we have two difficult choices here. The priority has to be taking out ISIS. I regret that by taking out ISIS, we're probably going to strengthen Assad. That might be unavoidable since Assad has the support of Iran, Russia, and Hezbollah. I see Assad as a problem to be dealt with in the future. The immediate, serious international threat is ISIS, and we have to focus on that.
You mentioned Iran, Russia, Hezbollah. Are you happy to be on the same side as them while fighting ISIS?
The United States should not be on the same side with Iran and Hezbollah, and I think it was a serious mistake to involve Iran in the peace talks in Vienna. As we move forward, it has to be a position of the West and the United States to cut Iran out of this process. Iran is driving Sunni support to ISIS. Their presence there is extremely destabilizing in Syria and Iraq. It really has to end.
Frederick Fleitz, thanks for joining us live from Washington, D.C. Pleasure getting your thoughts.